back to the YouTube channel of Pro Enzo Vid, and here it is. This is the official 2023 Betfred Super League ladder prediction by myself. So, for another year now, as I, started doing Super League content just last year, I've decided it's going to go on yet again this year, which it should, because I love the Super League. It's a very underrated rugby league, sort of. It's a very underrated part of rugby league. I don't think it gets credited enough. I don't think it gets talked about enough. It's because people don't have the time to get up and watch it over here in Australia, which is fair enough. But I think the criticism is a bit harsh in Super League, because I believe there's a lot of talent over there in England, a lot of potential, and it's definitely a competition you should never underestimate, because it's fantastic to watch. Obviously, yeah, it's hard for everyone in Australia, or most people in Australia, to get up and watch the Super League if you're a rugby league fan, obviously. So look, obviously, yeah, it's fair enough, but it's a great sport, the Super League. I might just say that. So yeah, everyone, this is my 2023 Betfred Super League ladder prediction. So basically, how I'm going to do it is just by sort of talking over or voice recording over the images of where the teams are, how I've sort of ranked it out. So I was planning to do a live stream, but I just think that after a long, hard day at work, I just thought, sort of give my brief response on why I have this team there and stuff like that. So it will be a very quick, sort of little detailed video. But before I start, please be sure to like the video if you haven't already, and subscribe to the YouTube channel, because I'm getting very close to 2,900 subscribers. Like, I know that I'm only like another 60 subs away just about, but still, I do believe I can get there by at least the end of January. So if I can get there by at least the end of January, 2,900 subscribers, then that's the pass mark and aim for myself in the YouTube channel. So, but without further ado, time to get into my 2023 Super League ladder prediction. So in 12th place and getting relegated for 2023 is Wakefield Trinity. Look, obviously it's a clear sort of prediction by most people having them there. So obviously, they don't strike me as anything special coming into this year. I think they somewhat have some decent players, like Tafua Viste is injury free. He'll be great there and things like that. And they don't have the worst squad, but I think it's a team that won't take them very far. So I've got them 12th. Coming in another 11th, I've got Hull KR. Again, Hull KR seems to have a bit more talent than compared to Wakefield, but I think just in general, Hull KR will be in for a tough year. I just don't know if the Rovers can get anywhere above sort of that bottom four bracket, so it might be another tough year for Hull KR. Definitely wouldn't shock me if they go better than expected, but as for right now, I've got Hull KR finishing 11th and just avoiding relegation for 2023. Coming in 10th is a new club coming into the Super League this year, the Lee Leopards, or formerly known as Lee Centurions, but other Leopards coming into the comp now. And despite, I guess, their name and stuff like that, and the controversy surrounding the whole, club sort of changing the identity of it all, I just think that in general they'll just avoid relegation. I think they'll be a bit better than what people think, but they don't strike me to be anything amazing. Maybe if Asiata, can play well there, they could do something, but for now they'll finish just in the bottom four. Coming in number 9, I've got the Black and Whites, Hull FC. Now, Hull FC are a tough side to predict because they can be so good in their day, then so, I guess, opposite on the next sort of game. So it's very hard to sort of predict Hull FC. But yeah, I think the Black and Whites will still have a decent season. I think they'll definitely be up there and win a few games, but won't be enough to get them in the 8. Hence why I have them coming 9th, I think. So the Black and Whites to come 9th in 2023. Alright, coming number 8 now, I've got Castleford Tigers. Now, Castleford for me could be the breakout team for 2023 if they get it right. And I'm talking breakout as in potentially scrapping into the top 6. I really think they can do it. Especially like someone like Widdup coming, but Widdup comes with a very risky tag because he's always injured and has those unfortunate shoulder issues. So I think his fitness depends on where Castleford do finish this year. But in general, they don't have a bad team in my opinion. They've definitely improved out of sight the last couple of years. So I think Castleford for me will finish 8th. All right, coming number 7, I've got Catalan Dragons, or Catalans, I should say. Yeah, look, I think the Dragons are a real smoky for the top 6 as well. Like, obviously, they've dropped a bit in terms of players and I guess just form in general. Like, the club's gone that backwards direction in some ways. So, not great to see, as they're a very competitive club historically. But I think with Catalans, they will just miss the finals and playoffs this year. I mean, like I said, they could be a bolter for the top 6, and they may not be. But for now, I have them just missing the finals. Now on to my top 6 prediction now. So starting at 6, I've got the Warrington Wolves, which might surprise a lot of people, as I don't know how many people would actually have Warrington in their top 6. But I think the Y for me have impressed me in the recruitment market. And I think just in general, they're in for a big season. They can stay injury-free. Like, we saw a couple of games last year where if they're on, and they can score some crazy amount of points, but they can also leak so many points as well. So they just need to find consistency in their defence, and I guess just, attack the same, but I guess just fix their defence. That's the real issue. But yeah, the Y for me will make the top 6 in my opinion. I mean, we'll see how they go, but for now, they're in my finals. On to 5th place now. It is the Wigan Warriors. Now, this is going to shock a lot of people. It might be very controversial, as I have Wigan dropping down this low. And normally they're like a top 3 sort of side. So, yes, of course, many people would be shocked about this. But, look, honestly, for me, Wigan are a team where I think losing Bateman's going to be so hard. I think just losing him in general is going to hurt them. And obviously, Cuss is great, but can he do it all himself? That's the question I have. And then you got to think about whether someone like Kai Pearce-Paul's committed for the full season. I mean, I'm guessing he is, but it's a distraction, especially if he's having his eyes on another club for the next season in 2024. So I think just, Wigan might have that slight drop-off this year, but again, wouldn't be surprised if they do finish top 3. And on to my top 4 now. So I start 4th place with the Salford Red Devils, aka the Devils. Yeah, look, Salford were obviously the breakout team of 2022. Seeing how well they went, it was just a great moment, I suppose, just for that club, because obviously they haven't been as competitive or as rated high in the Super League the past couple of years. So I guess 2022 was a good season for them to break out and, put more of a statement on themselves, I guess, because I think, in my opinion, they're contenders to push the big clubs like Saints, Leeds, and potentially Wigan if they get it right. So I think Salford are in for another big year. Okay, in my 3rd place now, I've got Huddersfield Giants, and I think the Giants, for me, are going to continue to get better and better. The potential there is unreal, and I think Ian Watson will be Coach of the Year as well, because I think Huddersfield are a team, for me, that I really rate highly. I really love what they're doing there, and I think they're going to get even better in 2023. Like, 2022 was a good year for them as well, but I think 2023 might be the year where they really push for a spot in the grand final, or maybe even push St. Helens. Like, you never know, but that's potential I see in a side like Huddersfield. So Huddersfield for me are 3rd. Okay, now 2nd place, the top 2. I start with the Leeds Rhinos in 2nd place. Now, Leeds Rhinos obviously had a very, very shocking start to 2022. Like, their form was awful. They were not playing to a standard on where they should have been at the start. They had a shocking start to 2022, but looking at how far they came and how much they improved, like, that's something to go sit back and go, oh, wow. I mean, all that hard work and commitment just to get to the grand final, despite losing that amount of games to start the year, is pretty incredible. So I think for me, Leeds are going to be competitive and be top 2, but they might drop off a little bit because of that loss in the grand final. But to be honest, I think they've still got a good enough side to keep, competing against teams like Saints. So Leeds Rhinos for me are 2nd. And I think you already know who I have first, and that is my team, and I'm not a bandwagon. I've been literally supporting the club since 2017, St. Helens. So St. Helens are first, in my opinion, and I think they'll just continue to show the same form as they do every year. They're a champion side, whether you hate them, whether you love them, whatever. They're a champion side, you can't deny that. And I think there's a real chance they can go 5 straight. I mean, as a Saints fan, I'm a bit lenient, and I don't really want that to... I mean, it'd be great to see it happen, but I want to see someone else challenge us for once, and maybe a change here and there with who wins the title. But again, it doesn't bother me, because I still think, Saints are my club, and I want them to continue to get even better. And I think Paul Wellens as coach is fantastic, so I think he'll go really well. But everyone, that brings an end to my 2023 Betfred Super League ladder predictions. Obviously, very interesting ones, I know, but I'm going a bit bold with some of them, and I think it should be a good season ahead. So, again, thanks for watching. Make sure to like the video, subscribe to the channel, and comment your ladder in the comment section down below. I'll see you in the next one.